Hello, and welcome to Talking Schmidt. I'm your host, Eric Schmidt.
Hello, I'm Greg Burmeister.
And today we have the hilarious Becca Herries with us. Becca, welcome. Thank you for being here.
It's so good to see you both.
Oh my gosh.
I love it here.
I love it here. It's great.
It is great. Greg just moved in, a year ago.
Well, like 6 months ago.
Yeah, no, but this is new.
This is new to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
love it here.
so can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So your last name is pronounced Herries, right?
Yes, that's 100% correct.
Do people ever mispronounce it?
They do.
Well, how do they say it?
Harris.
Harris.
Because that would be a better name.
I mean, that is a name.
Like Kamala Harris.
Oh, yes. Which is, so Harris in general, I do find like a more powerful, nicer name than Harry's. So I'm never offended.
When people say it. Because that podcast you sent me, and I don't want to name names here, but you sent me a podcast that you had been on before, and they said your name, Harris, at the beginning, and I was freaking out. I started texting mutual friends of ours, being like, have I thought her name was pronounced
Like,
Harry's?
am I
wrong here?
You know what happened there is they said it, and I really like them, and I'm never going to say anything.
You just didn't correct
You're
them.
not going to. I don't, because it's kind of like when you're ordering coffee.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, that's my name, but there's all the machines going, and you just really want your coffee, and they're probably so nice. It's like
it doesn't matter.
You don't care what the name is on
just
the cup.
Give me my caffeine.
Yeah, and it's not really their job to even know our names because they're baristas. So it's like, I mean, I guess this person did know me, but it's the same for me. I was like, it's gonna be okay.
Well, it's 2024, and I think it's time for women to start
say their
correcting
name. You're
men.
right.
God damn it.
Also,
you're right.
if I'm being honest, I am a huge grammar Nazi, and when I saw your name, I was like, yes, this is Harry's.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
That is how these letters work phonetically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what this makes. That's what this series of letters makes.
Well, but
Harris
you're
is Harries.
Correct.
Right.
No, totally. But not everyone can be like you.
That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned here.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be offended, but thank you for saying it right.
Well, and then here's another thing. A bunch of our mutual friends, when I was texting them, I was like, is it pronounced like this? And they're like, they're like, I've never heard it out loud. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So
let's say their names.
No, I'm not going to do that. So I'll tell you later.
Basically, we have a lot of illiterate friends.
Right.
Well, but it was just so funny. I texted like 3 or 4 mutual friends, and they were like, you know what? I've never heard her name said out loud, I don't think. And I'm like,
and I don't really say it out loud either.
Well, then I should have just waited till the end of the podcast, because then at the end of that podcast, they were like, where can people find you? You said
Becca
Instagram
Herries.
@Becca Herries. And I'm like, okay, I think she knows how to pronounce her name.
Right.
So I'm going to go with that
for the best.
I'm going to go with that pronunciation over what they did.
You did research. That was really nice.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
That's
I love doing it. It's really fun. And then people, like, if I can find a podcast someone did and like that they have forgotten about, that's always the best. And then I bring up something,
Yeah.
and I bring up something they said on that.
There was like, wait, how do you know this about
Yeah,
me?
you're like, that was 2012. I was in high school.
Every other episode is someone asking me, how the fuck did you know that? So that's always fun. Did you do anything fun last night, Becca?
Oh, wow. So It Ends With Us has just come out. I don't know when the folks will be listening to this, but It Ends With Us just came out. Blake Lively vehicle.
Okay. That's a movie.
It's a movie, but it was a book first.
Okay.
It was 2 hours and 10 minutes. I loved it. I think the source material is bad, but... If you have some listeners who are being on books, then maybe that will be a hurtful thing because it's a Colleen Hoover book.
I don't really care about you offending people.
Oh, okay.
Offend away.
I love a 130-minute movie.
We don't have any soft listeners.
Okay,
Good.
They're all in this with us. Okay,
So you went to a movie?
I went to a movie
with your fella?
With Casey,
Yes.
yeah. Because
also, Casey, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. He's been on the pod, talking Schmidt.
Yeah.
So this is actually, I'm glad that we're talking.
I'm glad we're talking too. That's the whole point of this. Yes.
Because I am now, as of yesterday, an Unlimited Plus Regal member, which means for it's like $23.99, you get unlimited movies for that month.
No
This
way.
is cause for celebration, Greg. Do we have any champagne? Should we get some?
Unlimited?
This is blowing my mind.
Okay, Greg's pulling out his phone.
He's gonna play something for you. Oh, that's the official, very exciting news sound. Well, congratulations.
I feel great now too. I mean, I felt great about it, but I feel even better talking to you all about it.
Yeah, no, this is great. Thank you for coming on here. This is a Talking Schmidt exclusive right here. So thank you for coming on.
Groundbreaking news.
Do you go to the movies a lot?
I go to every single movie. I'm a huge movie buff.
Greg goes to every single movie.
And also, I go to the Regal in Astoria.
Are you a Regal Unlimited?
No.
Greg!
I need to know more about this.
Okay.
This podcast brought to you by Regal Cinemas, by the way.
And I don't want it to take us too over time, but just for everyone out there, 23, let's say 24 to round up. $24. What is a movie ticket? $18.50?
Honestly,
if you're a kid, maybe $15?
The Regal in Astoria has bumped up their prices. Yes. It's like
Inflation.
$20 to go to a movie, and then I buy popcorn and a seltzer water, and that's like $50.
Out, Greg.
We do have a lot of children listeners, by the way, so this is actually good to know.
Child ticket, $12.50.
No joke. We get emails we have like an email thing listeners can email. It's always children for some reason. It's really strange.
We're
like
big
high school.
We're
big with
kids.
high school children.
Greg, I'm just responding. Eric, just in between meetings.
Yeah.
I've honestly been thinking about going back to high school to get a second degree.
Like a second high school degree?
Yeah,
go to like a better high school?
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Go to one of the fancy New York high schools. That's what you should do.
Yeah, let's pay $60,000.
Because I have a Florida high school degree. You have a Minnesota. Yeah, these are worthless.
Wow.
These are worthless degrees.
Yeah.
And
I feel
Virginia probably a little better, right? That's where you're from?
Only slightly, but I like the states you're both from.
Oh, you do?
Like, those are fun states.
You're kind to say that.
No, I love Florida. We'll talk about that soon.
Did you see they picked a guy from Minnesota to be the vice president?
I know, and it was Greg.
Yeah,
it's you, Greg?
It was me.
Oh my gosh, that's so great! I didn't even know you knew the vice president of the United States.
He's my boy.
I love that.
Well, congratulations, Greg.
Thank you.
So, guys, go vote for Greg this November.
This is a huge week.
I
Greg and us and.
I actually was at the White House a few months ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, how was that experience?
He talked Joe Biden into dropping out.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Congratulations!
It was very funny. I took a tour of the White House, and I asked one of the Secret Service agents where Joe was, and they're like, this man holding a high-powered rifle was like, he's probably sleeping right now.
Oh,
and I was like, oh dang, well,
he's so sleepy.
I guess.
Were you in the East Wing?
I was in the East Wing.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me in the West Wing.
The West Wing is where all the heavy hitters are.
Yeah.
Did you work in politics at one point?
I worked in politics, and I did. This is going to make me sound even worse than me having that Regal Unlimited membership, but I was a White House intern.
Oh wow!
Which essentially means you're
for Barack.
For Barack,
wow.
yeah. In the office that Monica Lewinsky interned in, which is essentially like the mailroom.
Oh.
And so I would like read the mail, and then I remember my job was to sort it or give it like a code of whether it needed to go to the Secret Service or whether it could go to another department within the government. Like if it was
Barack
like
Obama doesn't read his own mail.
No,
this is troubling.
No, seriously. No,
he emailed us once.
Did he?
Yeah,
the kids.
Yeah,
It was kids
it's Barack. It's former presidents and children. That's who. That's who emails us about our podcast.
Hey, Eric and Greg, I enjoy your podcast.
Yeah,
that's all he said.
Great endorsement.
So nice.
Yeah,
so it was after obviously he was in office?
Yeah. He didn't have the time to listen to our podcast. Also, our podcast didn't exist while he was president.
Yeah. But he knew, he had listened.
He knew of us,
he got
for sure.
Catch up after, you know.
Right. So him and George W. Bush have both emailed us. We're very excited. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I feel like George's was a little nicer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He seems like a nicer guy.
Now we know where Greg stands. Could grab a beer with him.
Greg's a 2000 Republican. That's where
I
he's
love
at.
that. We honestly all miss people like that. We're kind of missing those days a little bit.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
sorry, I'm just buzzing from all this good news.
From all the alcohol you drank
Well,
before. Yeah. No, me too.
We're all
buzzing. Sure.
And the lack of air conditioning.
Yeah, we like to make it real hot and real drunk in here.
No, it's so
what do you
good
think's
in
in this cup? I mean, come on.
Oh my God.
It's iced coffee, by the way. I don't know if you know this about me.
Tell me.
But like, I get my iced coffee. I order it in the paper cups because I find that one, It uses less plastic in that it uses no plastic, and I'm a big environmental guy. You can tell by looking at me. And then 2, it actually keeps the drink colder longer than plastic does. It's more insulated. Yeah, it's more insulated than a plastic cup. I don't know why they use plastic cups, to be honest with you. I think it looks better. Like if you're the kind of person who likes to see the cream go into the coffee.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it's more aesthetically pleasing.
You shake it around to do the milk. And
yeah,
stuff.
right. Yeah. So that's what I do. And I always get just now at Dunkin' Donuts, which also I would never normally go to a corporate place, but I'm in Greg's neighborhood. I don't know how to navigate it as well. Actually, I tried to go to a more mom and pop place, but they were cash only, and I didn't have any cash on me. But the woman was so confused at Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, "Can I get a medium iced coffee, but in a paper cup?" She was like, "In a paper cup?" She made sure twice. She's like, "In a paper cup?" "In a paper cup." And I was like, "Yes." And I was like, "It keeps it." I didn't want to explain the environmental thing because I didn't want her to make fun of me.
No.
So, but I was like, "It keeps it colder longer," and she was like, "Oh,
that's interesting."
Yeah.
It's also interesting how baffled they were, and we've brought up coffee shops twice.
Yeah. Oh my God. Big coffee.
That's something about us that we all have.
I should stop shaking this around.
No, never.
Not great for the audio.
Never do. And I also, Greg, will you follow up with us if you become Unlimited Regal and if you run to be the vice president?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know him, but it sounds like maybe you are him or.
I really like that guy, by the way. I'm gonna go.
Tim.
This is an authentic.
Hey.
This is an authentic. I'm not. This is not a bit. I really like that Tim Walls guy. He seems like a good guy.
From everything I've seen, I don't have any interesting takes, but here I am just yapping about it. But he seems nice.
Yeah,
I think he had his children from IVF, so maybe we could have our eggs safe.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, and I didn't really, even when I said it, but I'm hoping it's going to resonate, and I felt good about it.
Yeah, I think my first thing that I'm going to do when I become a vice president is
make Tim Walls vice president.
Offer Regal Unlimited passes to
all of our children listeners.
Everyone should be able to see movies at a fair price.
That's so fair, and I can't wait for you to just. If you see every movie, Greg is saying he sees every movie. I believe him.
I go honest. To movies religiously.
You're gonna love it there in the membership.
Okay,
yes, sorry, and I liked him too, genuinely. From what I've known, and I didn't really do much research. And
I'm just taking what the liberal media tells me.
Exactly.
They're like this guy good. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The MSNBC tells me to do it.
True. Yeah, it's true.
I have all these Rachel Maddow books at home. I don't even know how to read. So I mean, it's very exciting times at my place.
And I also think Pete Buttigieg is gay, which I love, but I think they were
you mean that in a critical way?
No, I meant
you were like, that dude's gay.
No, I mean, but I love him.
The gays are cool.
That's the coolest part about him, actually. He's
gay.
He's kind of bad at his job.
But he's gay.
I hold that against him.
The gay part?
Yes. No. I should.
The bad at his job part.
Yeah. No, and yes, and I think that's probably why he couldn't be.
Right.
It couldn't be too mixed up.
I was like, please don't pick him. I was like, who are these fans of his too? Like, what is this?
Also,
who are you guys?
He's a transportation guy.
He is, but he could pass that off to you if he got.
I would be more than willing to.
Thank you.
Greg has big ideas.
Yeah,
and
he does.
And if you want to hear them, you got to subscribe to our Patreon.
To the New York subway system. I have ideas.
I don't think that's Pete's jurisdiction, though.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll make some big changes to the system. That's our plan.
Yeah.
What'd you have for breakfast today?
Oh, veggie scrambler from Nadre's Cafe.
Ooh.
What's a veggie? Is that just scrambled eggs with vegetables in it?
Yeah, scrambled eggs, vegetables, tortilla, cheddar cheese. You would think you could make that at home, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because I don't do that.
You don't cook at home?
No, and so it's hard because you spend all your money. Meaning I spend all my money.
Right.
But yeah, I don't cook. Yeah, I don't cook at home.
Is this place?
Yeah, I don't cook at home. I have to say that.
Is this place you went close to your place?
It's a block away.
Okay,
it's
so that's convenient.
It's very convenient. We live above a bagel shop. Actually, I shouldn't say too much. All the kids listening, kids listening.
What's your address?
Yeah, I'm like, and I don't cook.
Home address, social security number would be great if you could get
credit card numbers.
323. No.
Hey, I'm really excited about what we're doing after this podcast, by the way.
Oh, yes, the baseball game.
This is being recorded on Saturday. We're going to the Cyclones baseball game, and it's Seinfeld night.
Yes,
are you is this an Elaine outfit? Are you going to dance?
It's a little bit of an Elaine outfit, and I also thought, hey, let's keep it simple for girls overalls going to the game. Because sometimes people just go t-shirt, shorts. And that's, sometimes I try to get a little fussier than that, but I said, let's just do plain simple. Plain simple. And Eric's headed to the game after.
Yeah, and we got to get Greg to go with us. We got extra tickets. Come on, Greg. Why don't you come with us?
I mean, weekend MTA. It's going to take you guys 4 hours to get there.
But it's just one train, right? Because like the trains by here go all the way there, right?
Yeah.
So,
but Greg, do you really want to go?
No.
But Greg's not a big baseball guy.
Yeah, I don't really. It's one of the more boring sports to me.
All right.
But what about all the friends you made along the way, Greg? Maybe the real baseball.
It's all the friends you made along the way.
No, Greg's a sleepy boy today.
He's a Joe Biden. He saw him in that East swing, or he saw. I mean, well, he spoke to his friends. His gunman friends.
His protection.
Yeah. Did you like what you saw there with like the old couches and stuff?
Yeah.
Or the portraits?
It was cool, like the red room, the green room, the blue room, like the library. Like, I thought it was fun.
You're like, okay.
White House.
I guess we pay for a little bit for it, or tax.
It doesn't look like they've used our tax dollars to update that place much.
No, that's true.
It looks like they're probably spending it on other things, I guess.
I actually talked to one of the Secret Service people I talked to was telling me that Jackie Kennedy actually signed a bill. She like renovated some of the rooms in the White House and signed a bill saying that nobody could ever renovate those rooms ever again. It's like an actual law.
Wow, what about termites or something?
Yeah. I think we should overturn this law. Yeah. We got to get the Supreme Court, though. We got to stack the court, overturn that law, so we can make some real positive change in America.
This Tim Waltz guy.
You know what I'm excited to do today?
What, Eric?
We're going to play a zombie video game at Coney Island when we get there.
I love that.
Have you played that game yet?
No.
Oh.
So you know where it is?
God. It is so fun. Yes, I know where it is. Well, I think I can find it. Ian Hunt, friend of the podcast, showed it to me.
One of those like county fair type games.
No. It's like it's a video. You're in like a thing that's on that has mechanical things underneath it that moves it around, and you have a gun and like 3D glass. Not a real gun. You have like a false gun. you have these 3D glasses, and like the screen shows you zombies, and you shoot at the zombies.
It's like a virtual reality thing.
Kind of, except you're in the helmet essentially. I guess like you're with like 20 other people, and then it tells you your score, and it compares it with other people's.
Wow. Yeah. How many quarters?
Oh man, this is like $10.
Oh wow! So
and they accept $10.
Quarters? I did that math so quick. Oh my god!
You hand them a stack of quarters.
It's cheaper than going to the Regal Theater.
I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, they actually prefer you not pay them in quarters. So
it's at least $10.
Yeah, but it is so fun. Like, Ian took us there, my wife and I, and we were like, "All right, nerd," and then we were like, "Wow, we take it back, Ian. This is really cool."
Oh, so, I'm excited. And are you going to have shellfish? Well, I guess Greg is like, we're leaving him out, but that's just how it feels. That's just how it feels.
Greg shouldn't really be doing anything after that surgery.
Oh, can we tell? Or did we already tell?
We kind of talked. That was in the pre-show, which we'll post to the Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
I had laparoscopic surgery, and I have 3 holes in my torso.
Yeah. So while we're playing video games and having fun, he's going to be here popping perks.
Oh, my gosh. I know how it goes. I don't know how it goes. I'm sorry. I've had wisdom teeth, but
I fully support pills.
Yes, me too. Me too. Okay, well, that'll be, I hope you heal well. And also, I didn't really know what you said about the surgery. Like, I guess I didn't understand any of it, but I really am worried for you.
No reason. Like, he's healing.
He's okay.
All is well.
Okay, good.
It was hernia surgery.
Hey, speaking of which, Greg.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I lifted too many heavy things.
Yeah, dude lifts. So, are you going to be able to play music at the next Live Snakes with us?
Oh, so this month I'm actually going to see Incubus that night.
Oh my goodness!
Which I'm very excited about.
Will you be healed by then, you think?
I think so.
Okay.
You're going to be in the pit punching dudes?
Yeah. I got really good seats. Incubus is one of my favorite bands from 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. But September, I will play guitar at the show.
I'm hosting that one. This is so exciting.
Perfect.
Sorry to do this plug in the middle of your episode. Every last Thursday of the month.
So in September, it's September's
26th, I think.
I will 100% be there.
Okay.
This is so exciting, Greg.
Wow. No,
I love to plug a show in the middle of your episode.
We're just all talking about.
We're just talking.
And Greg will be there, but he can't come to the August one because of his metal show.
Metal. You're being generous.
Incubus.
Okay.
You don't know Incubus?
No, I mean, I guess I do, but would you?
Brandon Boyd.
That didn't help, and I apologize.
You just named a guy. Who knows who that is?
I should know him, I guess. But is that one of those bands? Because Casey used to go to those. I'm doing a fist. It's like those shows where people in the mosh pit.
Throw
at each other,
beat each other, throw down.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a mosh pit?
No.
You don't listen to that kind of music?
No, I'm such a little nerd.
What do you listen to?
I like whatever's your Spotify, like
whatever's my Spotify.
Yeah.
You listen to the Ramones and the Ronettes.
Eric's
just whatever Eric's playlists have come. 8 people liked it. It was all me. Like whatever.
Like, wow, I'm getting a lot of likes on this playlist. She won't like any of my Instagram posts, but she's all over my Spotify. This is weird.
I would love to be your friend on
loves
Spotify. I don't know how that all works.
Bruce Springsteen.
I do like Bruce, but guess what? This is hard. I like Bruce, but I think I like Billy Joel more. Not that I'm sorry,
right.
I'm that girl.
All
I'm
right, cut it off. We're done here.
It's like Billy Joel's like rom-com like hits or whatever. I'm like stupid that way. I'm like I'm gonna like what's the sort of the basic.
I literally got into an argument with a friend this past weekend about Billy Joel and Bruce Springsteen.
Oh no,
because I'm a Bruce guy. So
well, okay,
and I like Billy Joel too.
Yes, but you're like Bruce is brilliant, probably.
Well, I mean, I think they're both brilliant.
Okay.
But I think that Bruce is cooler.
He is, and I think
he's objectively cooler.
His music maybe just is less accessible. So in that way, I do think Bruce is cooler. I just sometimes I don't know where we are, and I like in his song, it's like
you're out there, you're on the road, man. That's where you are. You just know that you're getting out of town. That's what's happening. You're leaving your hometown. You're going somewhere else. That's what Bruce is about.
You come back to Jersey, though.
All the friends you made along the way. That's what it is.
Greg tonight going to the game. He like never makes it to the game, but he has so many new friends. We find him just like in a caravan tomorrow. No, I mean, I know a lot of people cried at the Bruce. Remember when on Broadway, Bruce?
Yeah, I cried. Oh my God, I didn't even know.
How did you get tickets to that?
I won the thing. I won the lottery.
You did the lottery.
See, I understand it.
I didn't win the ticket lottery. I won the actual lottery that allowed me to afford tickets. I won I won several $1 million.
Big check. Knock on the door. We didn't know who it was. No, that's awesome. Okay, good.
And I didn't think I was that big of a Bruce fan. And I'm sitting there, and he starts the concert, and I'm just like, what is happening to me? I'm like just weeping at these songs. So it's bizarre.
I understand. And what's the best breakup song he does? It's like something streets.
I mean, there's several songs about streets. I don't know which breakup song you're talking about.
We're gonna put. Well, I'll message you all about it.
We'll put it on a Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
Yeah, that's one. That's the one.
I mean, just an amazing artist.
Yeah.
But Billy Joel concerts are fun too, but not beautiful in a way that makes you cry.
No, exactly not. You're exactly right.
You're like, this is fun.
Exactly.
Uptown Girl. Yeah.
It's like it's some kind of earworms, and so I think that in that way it's more accessible.
Sure.
And there's not a mosh pit. Like
there's not a mosh pit at either one of these concerts.
I've had my nose broken a few times in metal pits, but like I feel like that doesn't happen.
Will Incubus have the punching?
No, it'll be very.
They're like rock music for people who like mushrooms.
Oh, exactly.
Nice.
Very mushroom heavy.
Like it's acoustic. Yeah. It's acoustic rock.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like it has some. It
hits.
Yeah, it hits.
Like Mike Eisinger is one of my favorite guitarists.
You just keep naming dudes. I don't understand what's happening.
No, but it's nice that you know the first last name. And it's good. And also maybe they'll invite you up. Because you're playing on September 26th.
Yeah, I know most of their songs on guitar.
August. Wait, what do you?
But he'll be playing at Live Snakes at September 26th. Sorry, I'm really like, let's get this right, Eric.
I hope I'm right about that, by the way. I hope it is September 26th.
I'm going to play an Incubus song at the next Live Snakes.
Oh, this is great. What an announcement. That's another Talking Schmidt exclusive.
Hey. Poor Eric. I really made you nervous. I was like, and that's the date. But we'll see.
We'll see.
And I love that.
We have a lot of time. By the way, this episode will be up this coming Thursday. So
yes,
we're very quick turnaround here.
I love that.
Me too. Were you at the Olympics?
Oh, I wish. No,
you missed it. You got your dates wrong.
Yeah, I was like, I thought that Greg would be playing in the Olympics, and so then he had a show, and he had an Incubus show. No,
I was supposed to play guitar at the Olympics.
That would have honestly, I would have been so happy for you.
Yeah.
You probably have talked to the Olympics to death, but I have always grown up.
What do you think this podcast is?
Well, you do it weekly, so you're like, oh, I talked about Grace. So, I don't want to overdo topics, but I love the Olympics. I
like them too. I think they're real fun. Yeah.
They're wonderful. I was in Paris. We were lucky enough to be in Paris a month before the Olympics. So we saw the rings on the Eiffel Tower. We saw them setting up. We saw them setting up that volleyball court right in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Isn't that the coolest beach volleyball setup you've ever seen?
Yeah, what an amazing setting. And those have been really fun to watch too.
Those have been really fun to watch, and I love. A lot of them are tall, but not all of them have to be tall. Did you notice that? Did you beach volleyball? You don't have to be tall.
Yeah, as long as you have a low center of gravity and you can push the ball over the thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Greg, do you play beach
I was like,
volleyball?
nerd. I was like, low center. I'm sorry. But you can be you. I'm sorry.
I have played volleyball, but my wrists got all bruised up. And I was like, nah, I'm going to stick with basketball.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, you were a basketball guy.
I'm a basketball guy.
That's fair.
I broke his ribs a few times.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Eric's
playing
basketball
basketball.
has
It wasn't my
ribs.
elbow, man. I'm not throwing elbows at you. It was my hips. My hips hit you.
Oh, yeah.
We bumped into each other.
That's not a foul.
No,
It's
it was
an
never.
accident.
I would never. No.
The refs didn't call it.
And Greg's not saying they should have.
I also
Right,
wouldn't
Greg?
judge you, Eric. I think whatever you need to do, Eric, okay, to get your points. But yeah, no, I wasn't at the Olympics, but you guys are playing basketball there.
Sure. Which, in the Olympics. That's where Greg and I play.
Where he's playing.
But how was your trip? Very nice?
Oh, yes.
How long were you there?
10 days.
Wow, that's quite a long time.
It's like the thing where you're like a lucky white person, and when you get to Europe, you're there for a long time.
Lucky white person is what we were going to call this podcast. And then we were like, we didn't want to alienate anyone.
Offend. Yeah. We're with Tim Waltz and but you get over there and you're like
white person.
Yes.
Known lucky white person, which he is, but
he just seems happy to be there, man.
He
He seems kind of shocked too. He's like,
yeah, and I like that his daughters are in sweatpants sometimes.
Sure.
I don't know, that makes me really connect with them.
Yeah, no, they seem like regular people.
And I guess so. The point was that I was there for a while, because once you get over there, you're like, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna be there for a while, and then you eat a lot of bread and it's good, but then you're kind of like, baguettes, but then you're like, where am I? And but it was amazing. It was amazing. Paris is.
Were you just in Paris, or did you?
We went to a coastal town. I'm laughing at myself because it's sort of like you're sort of like it shouldn't be this way. Like, you shouldn't get to be able to do this. But we went to a coastal town called Biarritz because Casey's work. I think I can talk about this work. His work is based in France, and they had a what do you call it? Like a retreat in Biarritz. So cool. Part of our travel was. Part of his travel was covered, and that's how we found a town called Biarritz.
Like a company sabbatical.
Exactly.
Type thing.
And it felt a little cult-like, but I got out of most activities, and I figured out a Chromecast on the TV in the hotel, and it was amazing.
This is some lucky white people shit.
It really was.
You're getting part of your trip covered. You're in a cult. I mean, this is white people.
Figured out how to Netflix there. Yeah.
Charles Manson's
lovely.
ghost is there.
Is he dead?
I think so.
Manson?
Yeah.
I feel like they maybe executed him, but I don't know. I don't know.
I think they executed him.
No, I thought he was in prison and he was like the death sentence.
I don't think so.
No, maybe you're right.
By the way, Charlie, if you're listening, please email us. Let us know you're okay. It'll bump our average age of emailer way up if he emails us. So we're excited to hear from Charlie Manson.
You think he's alive?
Yeah, I think Charlie Manson might be alive.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool to me.
Still listening to the Beatles and doing his thing.
Helter
Skelter. Shocking revelations on this podcast.
I'm
Charlie Manson alive?
A thumbnail on YouTube. Our faces shocked. Someone throws up in the thumbnail. We could get that going if you need views.
I'm into it.
I mean, you don't, but I'm just saying.
No, we don't. We prefer no one watches, actually. The things we say on here, it's probably for the best. But so you were in Paris. You had a lovely time. You went to a coastal town.
Lovely time.
Let me ask you this. When you fly there, is there a direct to Paris?
So you know what you do is because New York is nice in the way that you can afford rent, but then you can fly anywhere on one flight.
It's great location.
Yeah, like JFK is the international
Absolutely.
flights.
Pick a city you can fly direct. So you fly direct to Paris, then we took one of those trains, because in Europe, train city. Europe is train city. You could take a train anywhere.
That's what they say. Yeah, Europe is train city.
It's train city. Europe is train city, and so you take a train in Biarritz, then you take that train back to Paris, and then you know what we did? We got economy because, we were lucky, but let's just keep an eye on things.
Times are tough.
Times are tough.
I feel like their MTA is better than.
It definitely is great. It definitely is.
Here in New York.
I feel like their MTA might not be.
Yeah, you gotta.
I feel like their MTA might not be called MTA too. By the way,
it might be. I don't. And it's the funny thing is I took it and it was just so easy. It was so easy. There's no really air conditioning. I mean, there is, but they don't need it. They're very stingy with it.
Interesting.
So you kind of are okay,
do they offer complimentary electrolytes?
Oh, no,
Gatorade?
not even. No, not even. They don't drink
They have like hamster water things on the way of it that you can just get a little bit on your ride.
Only a few sips. Only a few sips.
Yeah. Please,
don't
only
have
a few.
this.
The guy comes around smoking and tells you that. And Frenchly, he's like, "Do you speak French, by the way?"
No.
But were they cool about it?
They were cool. They were cool about it. They were cooler than they should be.
They were preparing to have a lot of international people there, so
100%.
they were warming up.
They're used to, especially in Paris. There was someone at our hotel who was just at the front desk, always well, where should I eat? Or or be like, do I even need my umbrella? Without having parlez-vous anglais? Do you speak English?
Right.
And bonjour, bonsoir. You kind of just start with some of those.
You got to try
anchor words just to be but then
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, and then you can proceed to be an idiot, but just to.
It's like
just try to an effort,
things you learned in high school French class.
Exactly. Or on your phone now. Or
I've never been to France, but when we went, I know, shocking. When we went to Italy, because after what they did in 2003, I'm also a 2000s Republican. When I went to Italy, I would try, and so I'd walk in the cafe every morning, be like, "Buongiorno," and they'd be like, "Stop, don't do that anymore."
Yeah, just use your English words.
Here's an Americano. You don't have to do what you're doing. But I love it over in Europe. I think it's
would
great.
love it. Yeah, or I do love it.
I think
we all will love it. Yeah, I would say we love it. I would love it.
Big Europe fans, big Tim Walz fans.
I feel like healthcare is probably cheap.
They got shit figured out over there, man.
Without having to name it one specific, I'm I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, it's great, and I would say if anyone can afford it, definitely.
If you find yourself being a lucky white,
exactly.
go to Europe.
Many of our children listeners, I'm sure, are.
To our high school children listeners. If your parents can afford it, go to Europe. Kids. Take a year off after high school.
If you're a trust fund kid,
just
really
go.
Would you do that would anyone go to college?
Yes,
would anyone go to college anymore?
You know what we end up talking about on this podcast a lot, and it's really funny you bring it up, is that we pretty much figure out college is a huge scam.
Yeah, it's such a scam.
There's no reason to do it. Just lie too. You can just say you did. Just put it on your resume. No one's gonna actually fucking check.
You can call me if they're like, "Can we get someone at the bursar's office?" Just call me, and I'll be like, "Yes, they were enrolled."
Yeah, just give Becca a call.
Just give me a call. We'll email.
That's probably why we have a lot of high school listeners, because we say things like that. College is a scam. Don't go. Take a year off. Go to Europe.
I spent like $30,000 to get a double degree in radio broadcasting and psychology, and I've never once used those degrees ever. In my entire
it makes
life.
you very smart, and I get that sense from you, and I like that. But it's like you don't even actually have to be smart to do anything.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Sorry, I'm so sorry to say
this is great. I'm glad we're all coming to this
Start
good
a
consensus. We do have. That's where this video goes.
To the child listeners, start a YouTube channel. No, I know you have a YouTube channel. I'm hoping to be on it.
What do you think this is?
I was like, they set up their phones. They're going to email it to someone. We're going to see it in 20 years. This is a time capsule. I hope. Yeah.
Let's switch subjects real quick.
Yes.
Becca, you're very funny.
That's
who
nice.
are your comedy influences?
I've always liked, well, here's the thing. Okay. I don't ever want to get to a point where I'm not laughing at comedy. Does that make sense? Where so that I have a lot of idols.
That's many of our goals. Yes, I think.
Where like I'll see like a Maria Bamford when I was like right out of high school. She had Lady Dynamite. I was like, this is the most brilliant thing. It was a Netflix show. It was since canceled.
Funny.
Oh yeah,
she's so brilliant. I've seen her do stand up. I love going to see. I also saw Maria Bamford do stand up. Even Mia Faith Hammond. I'll like see.
Friend of the podcast, Mia Faith
friend
Hammond.
of the pod.
Getting a shout out on this.
I'm worried I haven't seen you do stand up. I've seen Casey do stand up, but I feel like I would just
be really
love
weird
it.
if you hadn't seen Casey, your boyfriend, do stand up.
But I feel like you would be. You're hilarious. I'm sure because you host the show.
I do host the show.
So it's like I love seeing my peers do it. And those are all those are the people I respect, genuinely. Like her weird clips, I'm like, this is disgustingly good. I just
yes, Mia is very funny, very very alternative.
Yes.
She hosted a Live Snakes recently, and I think it was 90% improv because she was doing like music. Greg couldn't be there to do musical.
Yeah, that was the day I had my surgery.
And so she did musical
she's
intros.
So funny. Like she's so like weird and awkward, and I love it.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. Yeah, it was truly brilliant.
Yeah.
But like, I and Greg pointed this out earlier because we were watching. He was watching some of your Instagram stuff.
That's nice. You never have to do that, but
oh my god, it's so funny. It's and I want like you have a vast you click on several cylinders. It's not just for one type of person. You're putting out a lot for different types of people, and it's truly appreciated because I feel like so many people, when they get like a following, they just stick to like one thing, and you're putting out like a lot of different vibes, and it's great. So, Greg pointed out that he thought some of your material seemed inspired maybe by Tim Heidecker.
Yeah, are you a Tim Heidecker?
Are you a Tim head?
I don't know that name off the top of my head
because even more interesting then.
Tim Heidecker is one of my favorite comics of all time. I've met him like 4 or 5 times.
Wait, that's awesome.
And
I'm gonna go follow him.
You should.
See
like
one of his shows.
Your style.
Do you remember Mr. Show with Tim and Eric? That's not Mr. Show. Hold on, sorry.
Tim and Eric, awesome show.
Tim and Eric,
great
awesome
job.
show.
That's an hilarious title. It's ringing a bell, and I've also probably seen him and not know that was Tim.
He's
on
funny.
The other Tim Robinson's show.
So then I've definitely seen him.
I think you should leave.
Yeah,
he's like a regular actor in that show.
I love that
show. And when I first started watching your videos, I was like, this has a like major Tim Heidecker vibe.
That's so kind. I love also that Tim Robinson, which I know is not the same Tim, but it's nice they both have the same name.
Yeah, and they're
Tim Walls. Man, these are 3 lucky white people.
Robinson and Heidecker are very good friends. They do a lot of work together.
And I love them, and I love that he was on. Tim Robinson, I think, was on SNL for a season.
Yeah, he was a writer, and I think he was a brief cast member.
Well, they had him in some sketches. I don't know if he was ever like in the intro, but they would have him in some sketches.
And that's why I think You Should Leave got picked up by Netflix, because he used a lot of sketches that he wrote for SNL that didn't get picked up, and then Netflix was like, all right, let's produce these.
Yeah, I love that, and I think this is like a kind of like an annoying thing to say, but I do think people should create what they like and not be discouraged ever if people don't like it. Like something like SNL.
Amen.
Exactly.
And that's the first time someone has said that. Yes. I think that's important.
I did this interview with this website that Eric put me in touch with.
Awesome.
The Canvas Rebel thing.
Yes.
Look at you two.
And that's what I told them. I was like, I think everyone should just do what they love and not worry about what other people think.
Yeah.
And if you just do what you think is funny,
people will find you.
Yeah,
eventually.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how long it takes.
So, well, I mean, you kind of had a very quick, like, you didn't start putting out like comedy sketch videos on Instagram until like 2020, right?
Exactly. And it kind of was I shouldn't say oversaturated, because everyone has a place at the table. I just think it was like,
some people don't.
Tim Walsh does. All the 3 Tims do. Pete Buttigieg.
Some white dudes do.
Some don't, but I was honestly out of sort of desperation at that point, because I had done my sort of, it's a little complicated because I did comedy in college a bit, and then
stand up, right?
Stand up, yeah. And I was so excited because my sister actually was in a sketch comedy group, and I tried out in college for the sketch comedy group, didn't get in.
Man, I bet they feel like fucking morons.
No.
You motherfuckers. Look at her now. Look at her now. I bet you don't have that many followers. So,
do you have 80,000?
Honestly, some of them probably do. But, it was like, I remember being so sad and also was so embarrassed because my sister was in the group. She had graduated, but like for a Nepo baby to not be able to even Nepo their way all in, you're like, it clearly didn't have a great audition, but you know what? That's okay. And I did some stand up. I thought it was so fun.
Do you? I mean, you don't do it anymore, right?
I miss it a ton. I mean, I think the live stuff just cannot be replicated. The live performing is the best. It's the most fun. I did improv too.
Filming it fails to capture how truly 100%. Magical.
Yeah, it's like the true art form is like being in person.
100%. Oh, you're 100% correct. The face to camera, while it has its perks, is just not as fulfilling creatively. It's lonely. It's
But you must have people who really connect to your stuff and like appreciate it in a way that you probably could have never imagined. And that's the best feeling is when someone tells you that or tries to tell you that. It's hard to put that
it's
kind
very
of thing
validating.
In words. Yeah.
That's so kind, and I do think the people that I like talk to online have just been so unbelievably nice, and yeah, I feel really lucky.
Good.
And it doesn't happen overnight, so don't get discouraged.
I mean, I was saying, like,
sometimes
to start in 2020 and to have built what you have so fast, I think is terrific.
Yeah, that's sweet. And I hate to get too inside baseball, but like that algorithm for Reels on Instagram is hot right now. So like you can like, and not that, to be fair, the ultimate goal is never to like have as many followers or like
not.
You don't have to have followers to be amazing.
Exactly. If that's your goal, you're in the wrong thing.
Correct.
Like, you gotta love the art you're putting out 100%. First and foremost.
100%. But the Instagram Reels is hot right now. You can get some views.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm always shocked when like a stand-up clip of mine does well. I'm like, who is this resonating with?
I'm not surprised.
And then people like make their own jokes on it and shit, and it's just like,
wait, I love that.
How does what happened?
What
happened?
It just it has that snowball effect.
Yeah, it has a weird mind of its own sometimes. I'm not a humble brag. That's happened to me once. So
no, it's gonna happen again. Because again, it's your stand-up's hilarious, and
you who said I don't think I've seen you, but
I know you are hilarious. I know your heart, Eric.
Well, thank you.
I know you are a white man.
Tim Walls,
local lucky white man. So you were an athlete in high school, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was. So here's the thing: is I don't think even Eric knows this, but I was really good at soccer pre-puberty. I didn't even tell him this, so I was really good. I was on, like in the 90s or early 2000s, there was the like travel soccer. Mm-hmm. I would do all that. And I remember my parents loved it, but then I started to not like it. And I was really only doing it because my parents seemed really excited about it. And it's fun to get their attention in that way. Like I wanted them to be proud of me. So I was
pre-puberty soccer.
Pre-puberty soccer.
So for all of our children listeners, that's what you need to get into if you want to be successful.
If you want your parents to love you, play soccer.
We got a roadmap for you kids. Pre-puberty soccer, and then, college, don't get into your sketch troupe, do a little stand-up, have a pandemic happen, start doing do little videos, and then
start
you'll be
your
set.
YouTube channel like these guys.
And then you too can end up at the Paris Olympics.
Do not spend
30 days prior.
Don't spend $30,000 on a psychology degree. It will get you nowhere.
That is so true. That's the truest.
All right, one closing thing.
Yes, please.
We're near the end here.
Oh wow, so soon.
So soon.
This is great. Or fast. I hope to the listener.
Yeah. Your dad loves birds.
He loves birds.
That was a note you sent me for my research.
Loves birds.
Dad loves birds.
Yeah, he was obviously worked. I was like, he worked his whole life, which I think most people have to, but he worked his whole life, and then
unless you're real lucky white,
oh,
you don't have to work.
Tim
that's
I was gonna say Greg over. No, I didn't. No.
Or if you just don't pay rent for a
we got to tell them about that in the email, but
So your dad loves birds.
He loves birds. He in retirement, he really found happiness, and part of that has to do with his birds.
So what is he? Does he have like a feeder outside?
Several. Eric,
does he have a good pair of binoculars?
He has at least one pair of binoculars. He has several books. He has feeders. Ooh. He has a water structure, or what do you call it when they sip from it?
A bird bath?
Yes, I think bird bath is appropriate, is the best.
Do they actually bathe in
it, they love it, Eric.
They bathe, or are they just drinking water?
Both.
They bathe?
I'm honestly getting tickled
thinking...
They drink
the water that they bathe
Oh, yeah, because they're birds.
That's disgusting.
I mean, great. They're birds. I'm thinking that's like a sufficient explanation.
We have to take out these disgusting birds.
I don't typically I think birds can be a little annoying, and especially pigeons.
Wow, your dad is going to be pissed when he hears this.
No, I know. When he hears this clip. When he hears
They got it to the end. He's like, I wouldn't have listened to all this had I known that was what they were going to say at the end.
Birds are magical.
He certainly thinks so. And I think there are ones that are better than others, if I'm just going to be honest.
We're going through our emails. All right, high school kid. Angry Becca's dad.
All right, George Bush.
John.
George Bush.
He's definitely part of the early 2000 Republicans. He didn't think what happened in Florida in 2000. Was that 2000 with the hanging?
Yeah, I worked on that.
Oh my gosh, you was in Florida.
I was a volunteer.
That's wonderful. Did you have anything to do with the hanging?
Hanging chads?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But like so I was a volunteer for the Gore campaign when I was, and it was before I could even vote. I was in ninth grade.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I would call like elderly Democrats and see if they needed like a ride to the polls.
That's so nice. And then you would drive them without a license.
No, I was not one of the drivers.
And that was your first arrest. But that was nice that you
I was trying to help out.
Trust me, I got my permit.
I was a nail biter for a while. Yeah.
Right, exactly. I mean,
but now he's on climate, which is huge for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Al Gore's post vice presidency as well.
Yeah,
he put on that cool concert back in like 2007, the 7707 concert.
Yeah.
Which had notable performer Kanye West on it, performing with known performer. He did this great version of Message in a Bottle with the Police with Sting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
an incredibly talented performer.
Yes.
Performer and musician.
And nothing else.
Yeah. A known performer.
Known musician and nothing else.
He probably likes birds too.
So Becca, you're on Instagram as Becca Herries, at Becca Herries, which we kind of covered earlier when we were talking about your last name.
It's just my first and last name. I try to make it easy.
Is that on TikTok as well?
It's on TikTok as well.
Okay, and then are you on any of the other things?
No, but my phone number is. No,
what's your social security?
I live above a bagel shop.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, Becca, thank you so much for being here on the podcast.
This was so fun and just lovely.
It was. Yeah. We had a grand old time.
I can't wait to see you all soon. My hand's sweating. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
I'm so sorry.
We're gonna
Greg, do you want to get in on this? Yeah. Well, we'll see you at the game. So his hand's dripping.
Greg, play the sound.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Come on.
Let me pull up my app here.
He's actually doing this. Whoa!
Thanks for listening. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Talking Schmidt is recorded at Burmeister Studios in
Astoria, Queens.
Opening music is by Greg Burmeister. Closing music is by
Greg Burmeister.
Our intern is Jason Travis. If you like what you've heard, please like, follow, and write a review for us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you didn't like it, please keep listening to it, but keep your opinions to yourself. If you really liked it, you can find bonus episodes over on our Talking Schmidt Patreon page. Membership is just $5 per month, and it goes a long way to buy us the equipment and bourbon we need. Thanks in advance, and hope you're doing great.